Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Low Rollers Live, a Dungeons & Dragons live adventure. As always, I am your host, Danny Allinson, and playing the role of Bryn Wanders, the Demon Drifter. Here with me today is Jonathan Edwards as Narroth, Prince of Thieves.
Hello there.
We have Danny Garcia, also known as Other Danny, playing Astor Mithlader.
Hello.
Rachael Murphy is playing Isgrim Barazon.
Howdy, howdy.
We have Alan Seymour as Lady Lilith von Kiln.
What's up?
Nice. We have Robert Seitz as Zarrius, servant of Obad-hai.
Oh, hello.
Obad-hai. And of course we have our wonderful dungeon master, Christopher Rondeau.
I have coffee.
Yay.
Who's gonna kill us today?
Yes, who's TPK. Last week on the Low Rollers Live, we lost a teammate as Yvette succumbed to the Wounded King's will and flew off with a ice dragon. After doing so, the party moved on into the Temple of the Four Seasons, for the Four Seasons Hotel, to learn about battle meditation. Yeah. And learn this secret technique that Lady Ciliana has. Chris, why don't you take it away? Chris? Hey, Chris, you there? Chris?
Hope his mic didn't die.
Yeah, he left as soon as I threw it to him.
Yeah, that kind of stinks.
He rage quit after my Four Seasons joke.
Yeah, it must be.
Well, Narroth is going to be frolicking in the snow, unaware of anything that might be coming at him.
Okay, so while he's not here and can't hear us,
Let's plan our attack.
yeah, let's totally just,
Run away.
stay away from these guys as much as possible.
Do that.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Shoot. It's the
He
cat's
heard
gotta
us.
Run.
He was fading it. All right, Chris, why don't you start us off?
So, let's do a sort of a physical description of these guys. When you think of the word frost giants, this is probably the picture of the creatures that you are facing currently. They have a blue skin, very reminiscent of Isgrim. It is cold to the touch, as if you were to get closer. It seems like almost that it's made of ice. And as you look even closely, as some of you guys will get closer to see this, you'll actually see black bone going through, acting as the skeleton. But for all intents and purposes, since you guys are relatively far away at the start of this combat, you can't necessarily see that. Especially since they're covered with hide armor and various other sorts of kind of Vikingish gear. Both of them are also wielding a great axe, and most of them look fairly angry. Any questions before we start?
How angry do they look?
Can you see my facial expression? That angry.
Oh, that's bad.
Whoops.
This will start us off with Lilith. So, swords are out. Everyone has drawn their weapons at this point. Assume their combat stance, which is better, hopefully, than Jessica Alba and Fantastic Four. And what do you do?
Wow, with that
Okay.
old school reference.
Well, first thing is I'm gonna, as sort of like a free action, because I can do it as a free action, I'm gonna switch my mace from a mace to a flaming sword. And then we're gonna start this thing off with a frickin' bang. Well, not so much a bang, but let's see here. Are they within 40 feet of each other?
Highly doubt it.
No.
Okay, so if I center it here, how far is 40 feet? Is he in that square?
No.
All right. So I can't get both of them. All right. We'll hold off until they get a little closer. Let's we are going to hit the Frost Giant 1 with that. Sorry, my mouse has been acting up. That's why I double clicked.
So which one are you trying to hit?
You said 1.
Frost Giant 1.
Cool.
I
It's against
can't really
AC.
see Frost Giant 2.
Yeah. That'll hit.
It's Dex Constitution defense.
So that might not hit. Everything went out of whack when I disconnected. I'm sorry. Uh, 25 is their AC. No, that misses.
Okay, so they still take half of 28, so he takes 14.
Okay.
And it's still there, so it's this big column of bright light, 30-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder, and if you're within and if I'm within 60 feet of the cylinder, I can move it up to 60 feet as a bonus action on my turn. Okay.
Oh, where is that placed?
Right on him. Him is the center of it.
Okay. Anything else?
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon. Because I found out that it's not a concentration spell.
Correct.
And I'm just going to cast it at second level because that's all I can cast it at.
Where are you gonna put it? You can control this other token.
Okay. It's going to be right at the same guy.
That'll hit.
So he takes 11 force damage.
Got it. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Astor.
Cool. So first and foremost, Astor is actually going to activate Blade Song. So he'll get his nice little boosts as a bonus action. And then he is going to throw... to everybody, it'll look like he's throwing his sword at Frost Giant number 1. And what he is doing is he is casting Eldritch Blast 3 times on it.
First and third one hit.
Cool. Action, move that. I think actually Astor will remain there for now.
It says something about global spell damage bonus. What is that?
What does it say there?
If you mouse over, it has a floating +3.
+3.
Does he have?
Yeah.
Does he have
No,
the
he doesn't have
invocation?
No, he does not. I don't know why I did that.
Cool. I'll just subtract 6 damage.
Yeah, I'll try and figure it out.
Well, do you have the Eldritch Invocation of Agonizing Blast?
Oh, I'm only a first level.
Okay. Then I
Cool.
don't know.
Anything else?
No, Astor's turn is done.
This will actually get him right there next to Zarrius and Astor. And he will attack recklessly. He'll bonus action. And that will be a Frenzied Rage. And then he'll do his standard action. First attack against Astor, second attack against Zarrius.
Oh, damn.
That hits me as well.
So 29 against Zarrius and 50 against Astor.
Ouch.
On this turn, Bryn.
He's bloodied.
Ow. Glad I wasn't there for that. I am going to go ahead and... Do I help? I'm going to help Lilith. I'm going to fire 2 shots with my lever action into Frost Giant 1. And 2 shots with my 6-shooter. Uno.
Hits.
Dos.
Hits.
Trace.
Hits.
Quattro.
How does it look?
Is it dead?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, holy crap. Okay, so as soon as these things start, Bryn is like busy making a snowball when this all kicks off. So she drops the snowball and basically with the first one, she'll just pull out the lever action from her back, swing it around, nothing too fancy, and fire it into the guy. She then just pumps the lever forward and hits it with the second. Again, nothing fancy. But when she switches her rifle to her right hand to shoot with her left, she will pull the hammer back as she draws to hit for the first shot, and then the second shot she'll spin it forward. And as it swings into place, pull the hammer back with her thumb and fire the second shot.
Sounds good.
Just a little flair for today.
And today only, Zarrius.
All right. So I'm going to do something a little crazy. I'm going to go up to one of his legs and start climbing up his back. Since I have vertical climb abilities, I would like to go up to the back of his, is he kind of hunchback at all? Or is he pretty straight-backed?
I would say he's pretty straight-backed, but he does have to kind of hunch over to attack. So since technically this is happening at the same time, you can do that as he was swinging to attack you, potentially.
Okay. So I will do that and kind of stand on his head being down a little bit. And I'd like to take a bonus action to cast Shillelagh on my staff. And then I will take 2 strikes standing on top of his back of Shillelagh to his neck. And I should have advantage on that, I believe.
You have advantage because he attacked recklessly.
Oh,
Oh.
well, that makes sense.
He would also have advantage for being on top of it. I actually looked it up.
Is there a glowing rune on his back somewhere where you're hitting him? Because if I learned anything from Shadow of the Colossus, that's how you kill a giant.
That's true.
I don't even know what that means.
Great game.
Well, it's a great game.
It is a good game.
24 hits.
So Chris,
Ooh.
on Dungeon Master's Guide, page 271, Zarrius can move within the space that the giant occupies, but it's difficult terrain. And he has
That's
advantage
fine.
on attacks.
Yes. He also has unlimited movement for all.
Yeah, I know. For all intents and purposes, there is no movement. For him.
With that second attack, since I rolled a 1, I do have the ability to re-roll that with
Okay.
the
Re-roll the macro. We'll just take the new damage.
Okay.
Perfect.
and
You notice that in his rage, your hits does not appear to really phase him too much.
okay. And I will grab a hold of his flowing-looking hair and hold on for dear life.
Was it the same with Bryn shots?
This guy has not raged yet, so
Okay.
takes us to Narroth.
Perfect. Narroth is going to look inward for a second, find his aspect of fire and his aspect of earth, and with his right hand, he's going to send a bolt of fire over to Frost Giant 1, and with his left hand, he's going to cast Stone Aegis on Astor. The spell he's casting at Frost Giant 1 is Incineration. Immolation. Sorry, Immolation.
Okay. What is this against?
That's against his Dex defense.
That hits.
All right. So that's going to be 29 fire damage plus he is now on fire and takes 3d6 fire damage. 3d6 fire damage, and the flames cannot be extinguished through non-magical means. 3d6 fire damage is every turn. It's recurring.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Go ahead and roll 3d6 now. And we'll just roll the attack now for the sake of what he'll do after the to see if it continues.
Should I have +1 for my fire dagger, or?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if I can add my charisma because of my Dragonborn trait, I don't know if that would count, but then you can add another 4 onto that.
Got it. He is going to rage. But when he rages, it's a little different. You can see on his neck a totem of some sort appears there, and like a ghostly bear appears like on top of his back. You can just feel the spirit of this animal comes in as he runs forward.
Son of a bitch. I had a feeling.
He can get right there.
Oh, man.
We're going to take an attack on Lilith, and then we'll take another one at Bryn, because Bryn wanked on him.
Wait a second.
Wait a second. You're I don't. I
Don't
see
consider
him
my
over by
spot.
Narroth.
Yeah.
I placed him right here.
Oh,
There he is.
well, he was over here. That's why I was wondering.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
on my screen it looked like that. Sorry. But we will attack Lilith recklessly. Go ahead and make that the concentration check for me. Then we'll attack Bryn. This is regular, technically.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
he has disadvantage though, so it's not a crit.
No, he attacked recklessly, so he has.
You said he attacked normally against Bryn.
I said it's technically normal because you have the cloak, but since he declared I attacked recklessly, he can't not attack recklessly.
Can I use my advantage? Can I use my ability to impose disadvantage?
When do you have to declare that?
When he makes his attack.
Can you pull the ability up?
It's a reaction. It's my protection ability. Shield of the Faithful.
Can you pull it up?
Yeah, just a second.
So technically, you need to call that out before I roll it, but for now, we'll say it's fine. So it'll be normal 18 against Bryn. Does that hit Bryn?
So yeah, so just the 33.
Correct.
Okay. Sorry, I mean he didn't not hit you, but at least it's not a critical.
Yeah.
And then concentration, please.
Oh yeah. So it's 15 or 16.
16 or 18, yeah.
I do have advantage on this because of Warcaster.
Cool. You're double clicking again, but that's all right.
It's my mouse. My mouse has been screwy.
Cool. That ends our turn. So why don't we roll that attack against his dex again, Narroth? Looks good. Takes us to Eastern.
Okay. So Iskrim is going to move here. And then he's going to rage. So you see he sees this giant and you see him just stride up to him very confidently. And you can see his face just starts to contort as he gets angry. And the air around him kind of drops a little bit, like the temperature drops a little bit. At the same time, Lilith and I believe Zarrius get protection. Let me go find that. And he is going to, with that aura that actually attacks the frost giant, and I think we're doing static defenses, otherwise it's a dex saving throw.
Correct. So, this is part of your rage, is that correct?
Yes.
So, I checked this out. It says that to use that effect, you have to expend your bonus action to channel the lightning or whatnot. But technically you used your bonus action to rage this first turn, so you wouldn't be able to do it on the first round of combat that you rage. Unless I'm mistaken, of course.
It does say when this effect is activated, so I assume...
Oh, then go for it.
Okay. So does he need to make a dex saving throw, or just...
You attack the static defense.
All right. I need a refresher on how to do that.
What's the DC? If it was a saving throw, it would be the DC.
8 plus proficiency bonus plus con. That's going to be 8 plus...
Plus 8.
Plus 8, yeah.
So,
So 16.
you will roll a d20 plus 8 against his dex defense. Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
Oh, nice shot.
Cool. And then he is going to attack twice with his war pickaxe.
Sounds good. Both hits.
You add 3 damage to both of those because of the rage. And that concludes my turn.
Cool. That takes us to Lilith. Rachel, if you get a chance, can you make a macro just for the just put D20 plus 8 or something to like that?
Yeah, actually, thanks for reminding me.
Lilith.
Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to move my spiritual weapon closer because I can't quite get it all the way to him yet. And then, as my action, I'm going to disengage, and as my movement, I am going to fly straight up 30 feet with my winged boots.
Got it. That will take us. That's everything, correct?
Yeah, and I'm going to drop I'm going to keep concentration on the dawn. I got plans for that.
Takes us to Astor.
Cool. So Astor is going to quickly point at the Frost Giant 2, and he's going to use this spell on it as a bonus action.
Cool. You cast a spell, correct?
Psst.
Yes.
Astor's directly across Frost Giant 1 from Bryn.
When a creature is within 5 feet of you cast a spell, you can use your action to make 1 melee attack.
Mage
Lord.
Slayer.
I see. Wow.
Ow.
When you damage a creature that's concentrating on a spell, that creature has disadvantage on the saving throw that makes to maintain its concentration.
Can I use my reaction to cast Impenetrable Iron Tortoiseshell on Astor and
Do it.
deflect some of that damage?
Also, don't forget about the Stone Aegis.
That's true. This is slashing.
Oh, actually,
Nice.
Oh!
Wow.
Wow.
Good
That's
job, Zarrius.
That's like a
Also,
20% damage.
But still, roll the concentration for X.
That'll be a normal one because of Warcaster.
Correct.
Bah.
So Hex is negated.
Narroth
Irritating.
Narroth is going to use the bonus effect of Stone Aegis and teleport. So he's right next to. Was it number 1 that attacked or number 2?
That was number 1.
So Narroth is going to teleport right next to it and make a melee attack as part of his reaction. He's also going to add 1d10 force damage. I'm totally not going to forget.
Cool. $26 hits.
Just out of curiosity, John, do you have Warcaster?
You.
Just so you know, if you can make a reaction attack, you can cast a spell with Warcaster.
This is not an attack of opportunity, though.
It does the thing that I'm using for this specifically says melee
Okay.
weapon attack.
Okay.
You
So-
have bloodied him.
16 damage overall.
Got it. So
Alright.
he is now bloodied. Go ahead, Esther.
I'm sorry, who's not bloody?
The guy
Frost
in front
Giant
of you.
1.
Oh, I guess he sees this, and he's going to attack him twice. And here we go.
With advantage?
Yeah, it'll be against the 1. I
Noise.
will Also add a 4th level smite. Ugh. As well as a defensive flourish.
Sounds
and
good.
then second attack.
Hits.
I will add a 3rd level smite.
Astor and his smites.
And I believe that would be the end of my turn.
Cool.
This guy is going to have Zarrius on top of him, and I am imagining this like a wrestling move where he jumps backwards, forcing himself prone to attempt to squish Zarrius.
Okay.
Wow.
I legit warned him that this might happen.
I know.
We're going to do this as an athletics versus acrobatics contest. Because he is raging, he has advantage on the strength check.
Acrobatics for me.
I'm assuming you want acrobatics.
No, I'll use athletics. That'll be great.
I'll use acrobatics.
Ooh.
Oh jeez.
Good luck.
What is it with you in the 20s?
Yeah,
Like,
Chris and
this-
the crits. Chris the crits.
Crits to Chris.
That's like freaking. It's like 5 or 6 of them already.
So what is going to happen is he's going to knock you into this square right here, and he's going to take the rest of his movement to stand up and glare at you. That'll be his turn. If you're going to try this again, we'll have more contests to make this happen.
Okay.
As far as literally climbing vertical above him. Takes us to Bryn.
Okay, so what weapon are these guys using?
It's a Great X.
Okay, so what I'm imagining is while Bryn gets like swiped at and hit with that great axe, she is going to try to blow a finger off, basically. And I'm rolling this with using grit to make it have advantage.
So what exactly? This makes him.
So if it hits his, I think it's con. Hold on.
It's a strength saving throw.
Yeah,
so
strength. It's against his strength save, and if it hits, he drops his weapon as well as takes damage.
Cool. Against his strength check?
Yes.
Okay, his strength AC is currently 25, and he has advantage on it because he's raging. So 27 will still cause him to do the thing. So
it
go
does
ahead
hit.
and does hit, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll just the damage, and he drops the great axe. All right, and then for the rest of my turn, Bryn is going to run around him, basically, fanning the hammer with her 6-shooter, 3 shots as she moves over here. She's staying in his reach. I don't
His
want to take.
ridiculous reach, yeah.
Oh, how ridiculous is the reach? Never mind. It doesn't matter anyways. So here's 3 shots.
All 3 hit.
Oh, all right.
He did recklessly attack.
Oh, that's right.
It's okay, I'll remember. Cool. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Takes us to Zarrius.
Okay, well, Zarrius is going to try and do the same thing that he did before, as he thinks that will be the best distraction possible to this one guy. So Zarrius.
It just occurred to me. Use of its iron tortoiseshell, which causes you to hit the ground, correct?
No, that's rumbling badger. That
Okay.
what forces me to hit the ground.
We're going to do it in athletics versus acrobatics to see if he can prevent you from climbing up.
Well, you
Is
win.
that a reaction?
No, this is just giving him an AC, basically. I guess I should have had you go against his strength defense, but regardless. But you still have your action and your bonus action.
Okay. He's going to try and hit the number 2 guy twice with his staff. Shillelagh.
Hits.
Wow.
Oh. And then he's going to give his leg a nice little punch with his fist.
That hits.
All right. And he's going to try and throw his whip in the guy's general direction.
Which one?
Number 2.
He is fine.
I figure. Just figured I'd try.
No, we haven't seen that in a while.
I know, I have forgotten about that. And that's going to end his turn.
Narroth.
Narroth is going to step down and use his flame jump in order to propel himself away from the creature. And then as soon as he lands about 20 feet away, he's going to hit him with a firebolt. Or try, at least.
The firebolt misses.
Okay. And instead of 8 damage on the flame jump, because it is fire, that he has a elemental affinity, it's instead going to be 11.
Sorry, an extra 3 damage.
Yes, because of his elemental affinity, and I literally rolled 3 nat 1s on that.
Cool.
He's also going to run a little bit away.
Sounds good. Anything else?
That's it. And when it's his turn, I'll roll my fire damage. Or attack, I guess.
Technically, you roll the fire damage. You roll the attack at the end of his turn.
Okay.
Nice. Anything else?
It's his turn.
Cool. So I'm looking this up. You can interact with an object or feature of the environment for free doing either your move or your action. If the two on the interacting object, one of the options is picked up a dropped axe.
Yes, I realized
So I
this
can
afterwards.
pick it up for free. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Apparently,
Cool.
it makes this useless.
He is going. Well, you can pair it up with like pushing him back as well.
Yeah, I
Potentially.
can spend more of my 3 utility to do, yeah, whatever.
Bryn is there. Iskrim is there. Lilith is 30 feet up in the air.
Out of his range.
I'm not sure 30 feet is out of his range. Yeah, he has 10 feet of reach, so he'll be able to hit you, Lilith.
How? I'm 30 feet in the air. How tall is he?
It's like 20 feet, at least. He's a huge creature. Alright, I'll Google giant height.
I'll look it up in the monster manual.
Huge creatures are between 16 and 32 feet.
Son of a bitch.
So he will swing at you recklessly.
And
Miss
misses.
probably. And he'll take the second attack at Bryn. Regular. So whatever the first roll is.
Nope.
Iskrim's going to use his reaction because he has the sentinel feat to attack him with his pickaxe.
Do it.
Ice. Sentinel.
With
lady.
advantage.
I think you meant to say ice.
With advantage.
That hits.
Now, does that also get the +3 because he's still raging?
Correct.
Okie doke.
That will end his turn. Iskrim.
Well, I'm on a roll. Iskrim is, let's see. Yeah. All right, he's definitely going to do his 2 attacks.
Both hit.
Okay, add 3 to both of those, and I've got to check my aura one more time.
Why don't you actually describe to me the kill?
Okay. So, basically the giant attacked Lilith, and Iskrim saw that, and then it went for Bryn, and Iskrim was like, no, and even though it still attacked her, he basically lunged at this thing, and in very rapid succession, basically hamstringed it, and as one knee went down, he then went for, say, like a thigh to grab the vein that's going through the thigh, and then as it continued to fall, he went for the jugular and the neck.
Nice. Anything else?
That, let's see. I can still move now, can't I?
Yes.
All right. I move there, and that'll be it for me.
Lilith.
Okay.
Astor, you're protected from cold.
Sweet.
Okay, so as a bonus action, I'm going to move my spiritual weapon and attack him.
What did your spiritual weapon look like?
It is a mace, but instead of a mace, it has the head of my holy symbol, like that half a gear.
Cool.
Hold on.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so he takes 15 points of force damage. And then, because people are all clustered up around it, I'm going to drop the concentration on Dawn. And is this guy bloodied yet?
No, not even close.
Okay, so then I am going to... My goddamn mouse. Sorry. That is against his wisdom defense.
13 against
is-
wisdom. He is going to succeed.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Nope. Nope. That's it.
Takes us to Astor.
Cool. He is gonna go ahead and swing twice at this thing.
That's it.
Sweet. And then here's another.
This is slashing damage, correct?
That is correct. And I'm gonna re-roll with Savage Attacker just because that was kind of weak.
On the second attack?
Correct. I'll take the 9.
Cool. Anything else?
I'm sorry. No, that's it.
Frost Giant 2 is in a frenzied rage, which means everyone around him is going to get an attack. He'll take his standard action to attack Astor and Zarrius, and then use his bonus action to attack Iskram. A nice spread the love sort of feeling.
Is that,
Astor,
is that considered reckless?
this is considered reckless, yes.
Okay.
Zarrius, and
Ooh.
then Iskram.
Okay, so
So-
definitely when he attacked Astor, I'm gonna use my reaction to
Cool. Let's settle the damage first, and then we'll
fair.
get to that attack.
Sorry, guys. I tried to slow him.
So do I take 27?
27 plus 34.
Ooh, I'm definitely down.
That would miss me with the second attack.
Sure.
I have an 18.
What's your negative at, Astor?
14.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, but that still hurt.
And Blade Song goes down. And then 26 against Rachael, halved because you're raging. This is slashing damage.
Oh, actually, I'm at 11 because of a Stone Aegis.
Fair. And go ahead and resolve your attack at Iskram.
So 13.
Cool. Which will be halved there. Excellent. And that will end his turn. He apparently does the eyebrow. This will take us to Bryn Wanderer.
Alright, I'm going to take the attack action, but my first attack will be a reload. And I'm loading in 6 fire bullets. And then I'm going to cast this again. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so he drops his weapon. Oh, here's damage. That's fire damage. As part of the reload, I will stow my rifle and then move here. And as part of my move action, I will pick up the great axe.
Strength check, please.
How big is this thing?
It's a great axe for a huge creature.
Probably about as
So,
big as you are.
Probably.
Can I use my sleight of hand?
What? No.
Answer the question. I'm doing it sneakily, without him noticing.
If you're caressing it, yes.
Now, is this a strength check or a strength save? Because those are two different things for Bryn.
You're not saving against anything. You're trying to
I'm
do
just
something.
wondering.
A strength tank, so we'll put...
Fuck. I'm gonna use inspiration.
You can pick it up.
Cool. I will fire
Run,
two
Forrest,
more
run.
shots. Two more shots.
Yeah, okay, you have to use both hands to pick it up.
Why?
It's a huge weapon.
All right, fuck you. I'm running.
We'll call this encumbrance. Move at half speed. And he'll take a fist attack at you.
He has a reach of 10 feet. He can't do that. I haven't left his reach.
No, he left his start range, which is 5 feet around you.
What are these rules?
Yeah, it's true. You only threaten 5 feet around you, even though your reach could be longer.
Okay.
I'm just going to use this macro for now. But the damage will be a flat 12.
It did not hit.
Okay.
Keep running.
End of turn?
Yes.
Zarrius.
Here we go again. I'm gonna try and climb up his back again.
Roll it.
Too bad I don't have advantage. Oh, of course.
He does.
Oh. Wait, so I climb up or he wins?
He wins.
Oh, of course, because he has advantage.
He's raging.
Freaking barbarians, man.
You have one in your party that does the exact same thing.
Hey man, you love me.
That's true.
Hey, no, listen, I love barbarians, don't get me wrong. It's just I hate fighting them.
And couple cuts against the leg with Shillelagh.
Both it.
Alrighty, and then a nice little fist bump.
You get to reroll ones, right?
Yes, I do. Okay. Better.
There you go. 12 damage there.
And I would like to add a stunning strike on top of that just to see if it'll hit.
Roll it. That misses.
Go figures. It's okay. And throw my whip in his general direction.
Roll it. That also misses.
Oh, well, it was closer. Anyways, okay, and that'll end my turn.
I'm sorry. I feel bad. Not really. Narroth.
All right, Narroth is going to cast Erupting Earth, where Frost Giant and everybody except this one of Lilith over here is, and he's going to bend that into fire damage. He's going to use that as a quicken spell, and then cast a firebolt at Frost Giant 2.
Cool. So 26, or what's this throw?
The dex.
Dex. So yeah, 26 on the fire guy, or on the ice guy, and 11 HP healed.
Make that 12. My fire affinity to fire still applies.
Cool. And everyone heals for 12.
So anyone who is down is no longer down.
Sweet.
And heal for 5. And I'm going to cast a firebolt. Just give me 1 sec.
That hits. What's the
Perfect.
actual damage? 14?
14.
Nice. Anything else?
That's it.
Takes us to East Grim.
Okay. pretty much. Barbarians are fun, but when they fight, they do the same thing over and over again. So he's just going to attack it with his axe.
17 hits.
He's very much a hack and slash.
The second attack misses.
Okay. So 9 damage.
And that will bloody him.
He's okay. He's also going to use his aura against him. And that's
That
against
will
his
miss.
static defense, and that misses. Okay. And that's going to be it.
This takes us to Lilith.
Okay. So, even though it's technically a bonus action to use my spiritual weapon, could I use my spiritual weapon as my action and then cast Healing Word as a bonus action?
Nope.
So could I cast Healing Word as my action and...
No. So they're both bonus action abilities. You only get one bonus action.
So I can't sacrifice my action for a bonus action ability.
That's correct.
Darn. All right. All right. So how far am I away from Astor?
You're 30 feet up in the air plus 15 feet across.
So I'm within 60 feet.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
All right. So as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on him. We'll make it at 3rd level. Son of a bitch, man. I always roll shitty on Healing Word.
HP is HP, man.
And then as my action, I'm just going to cast a cantrip. Against his dex defense. So we're going to use this one.
That hits 15 radiant. Is that the end?
No, as my movement, I'm going to move here, but still 30 feet in the air.
Got it. I believe this takes us to Astor. You are currently prone.
Yep. Astor is going to use half his movement to get back up. He's going to snap his fingers with both of his hands to get out his short sword and shield, and he's going to attack Frost Giant twice.
Classic.
Very.
28 hits.
Second one.
Hits.
Cool. And that'll be the end of his turn for now.
So Frost Giant 2 technically has reach. So he is going to spend his action to attempt to grapple his great axe outside of Bryn.
So he's grappling Bryn, or is he grappling the axe?
He's reaching for the axe. So you can either let go of the axe, or I don't know if he has something more creative than that, but he's going to attempt to reach for it with an athletics check.
And what would
so
I
you
roll?
can use an
action, though. So you at least can't attack this round.
What would I roll?
If you're going, I mean, technically it's a strength v strength or athletics v athletics. would probably be the fairest way to do it. But if you had something creative, we can maybe apply a role you're a little better at.
A less skills challenge.
Technically, to try to what was I going to say? To try to counteract the grapple, you can use athletics or acrobatics.
But he's not grappling the person; he's trying to take the weapon.
Right, or just pushing and pulling on thing. Instead of that, I will let him grab it, but I'm going to ride it on top of him.
That's a funny picture.
So I will let him pick it up, but I'm going to jump off of it onto his shoulders, basically.
Cool. I'm going to click this just to see if I can do it. That did not give me a description. I can make a bonus action attack.
That's fine. What you gotta do.
Which... Iskrim's kind of the jerk. He's going to attack Iskrim.
Question. It says you could use it as a bonus action on each of your turns after this one.
Yeah, so he frenzied already. As part of the
okay,
rage.
yes, you are correct. Okay, my bad.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure that I could attack. I didn't have to expend the attack action to do so. This is reckless, technically,
Hey,
but
Chris, can I ask you? Can I use my inspiration to impose disadvantage on that roll?
no, this is not a luck point.
Okay. I had to ask.
We can do that with luck points?
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's 69 damage towards Iskrim, cut in half, technically.
Wow.
So 69 is 34.
It's
Okie doke.
59 halved.
I'm guessing I'm here now.
So you're technically on top of Iskrim as he swings down the axe.
No, I said I jumped off onto Guy.
Oh, onto him. Sure, that's fine.
I'm going to take up as much space as possible.
Okay, that'll end his turn. Takes us to Bryn Wanders.
Okay, according to the rules, I have advantage on all attacks while I'm on top of him.
Sure.
So I'm going to attack 4 times into him. This is all fire damage.
Ooh, nice.
Dang.
2 fucking criticals.
Nice.
How's he doing?
I'll let you know in like 30 minutes when I get this.
When you do all the number counting, it's all fire.
He's still alive.
He's still alive?
Yeah.
Damn. That's nice.
Guessing he looks pretty crappy though. I hope.
I mean, he looks
That's
like he's
42
on
points of
fire.
damage.
He is on fire as a frost giant. So I mean, take it or leave it.
Man, that's rough. I'll go ahead and action surge.
Nice.
3 more attacks.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna do them. That does it.
Oh, and I hate to be a stickler for the rules, but you can only attack twice more
Why?
because you need to reload.
No, I don't. I'm keeping track of my shots.
He attacks with his lever.
Lever action. The last one.
Oh, I didn't see the lever action. Okay, sorry.
That's a total of 74 points of damage.
Well done, sir.
Well, the lever action is cut in half, probably, because he's raging.
Oh.
So, yeah.
It
Basically,
doesn't matter.
so basically, Bryn
69
rides...
points of damage.
Yeah, Bryn rides the great axe, jumps on top of the head as he swings at Isgrim, and then it's just an onslaught of bullets straight into the guy's probably shoulder / neck, not head, but it just like rips apart the dude's
Cool.
shoulder collarbone.
And he after you get the killing blow, he begins to melt, and you land on your bum.
Narroth looks over, nods. And
No,
says,
that's too cool to
"Still
land
only
on bum.
counts as One.
It's too cool to land on bum. How
Yes.
did she land?
She like, as he falls down, she'll just kind of like, you know how like when you're working out and you're on the treadmill and you stop the treadmill and it like slows down and then you just jump off and you feel really cool about yourself? She just kind of steps off of it as it falls to the ground. and then, well, that's already gone, so she'll just eject the last, casing from her lever action and goes, well, time to reload.
That still only counts as 1.
Okay. That's end of initiative.
You know what would have been even cooler is if he would have just grabbed a hold of my spiritual weapon and just said,
That would have been something cool if I thought about it. Out of initiative.
Sweet.
I'm gonna start reloading.
I'm gonna start using a healing kit.
Is anyone keeping track of how many uses of healing kit you guys have used?
Yes.
yes, I've been keeping track of mine. So I'm going to come down to the ground and nix my boots. That only takes 1 minute off my duration.
What's everyone else doing?
Bryn will, as she's reloading, kind of pat Astor on the shoulder. How you doing, buddy?
Kind of rough. You can see him pulling out the the kit because he's gonna patch himself up too.
There's as she's reloading, there's like smoke coming out of the chamber of her 6-shooter.
Astor sees this and he asks, "Is that thing okay?"
Oh yeah, this thing is great. She'll eject the casings onto the ground, and the snow will begin to melt around them. We ready to move on?
So how many uses did each healer's kit?
10.
Okay.
We ready to move on?
I think so.
Groan.
Exactly.
As Narroth didn't get touched.
I think I hit Narroth once.
That's pretty
Nope.
par for the course.
I know.
It's like, yeah, I did damage on Bryn Wanders, which never happens.
That's true, but it almost all got healed up, so
It's true.
Narroth and Bryn are good to go.
Fight smart, not hard.
Mm-hmm. Says the one who rid a great axe onto a dude's shoulder and then pumped him full. Smarter.
Well, just so you guys know, I still do have my big heal. If, shit goes sideways.
That's
So,
okay. We're fine. I'm fine.
Just to make sure you guys are aware, in the top right corner there is a door as well. There's also a door back in the hallway that you haven't explored.
Right. Through the one we came through, back in that hallway.
Okay, so let's go investigate the door up in the top corner first to see if it's trapped. Because if it's trapped, usually that meant that it opens up into one of these big rooms. So that's the aura I've been
You're
getting
only
from
using-
this dungeon.
Okay,
That's the logic that I'm using for.
let's move
What's
tokens as you guys
happening?
check things out.
So I'm going to investigate this door up here.
Right. That looks very dangerous. You go first.
Gosh darn mouse. So 18.
To check for traps.
Yeah.
There doesn't appear to be any traps.
Okay. Well, darn. So it doesn't appear to be any traps. So who's the healthiest here? Probably Bryn.
She points at Narroth.
Bryn Narroth puts a finger on his nose.
Ignore that, sorry.
They both look to Zarrius.
Zarrius has been pretty beat up.
Yeah, but he's like the least beat up of the more tanky people.
So
I'm not really a tanky person, but okay.
Shh. We
Bryn,
don't need to know.
Open up the door.
All right.
Zarrius will open the door.
Oh,
Zarrius will open
Whoever's-
the door.
Whoever opens up the door, I'm gonna give this guidance help with saves.
Zarrius already got it.
No, just ability check, so I'm not gonna do that.
I'll
It's
open
not
the door.
trapped. Yay!
Yay, we did it.
I thought about adding a trap, but then I decided not to.
Oh, hey, look, a cave. That seems inconspicuous.
No, it's not a cave. It's Zarrius will see clouds as he opens up.
Oh boy. Well, Astor's going to push the door as well.
Is this a Feywild thing?
Chris, is that a affirmative? I take it.
You know what I sent you.
Hold on. I'm not positive about this, guys.
So it's not a Feywild thing?
Is there any like loose rocks or anything on the floor?
No, it's actually pretty clear. It's all like dirt, so maybe you can get some dirt, but not a rock.
Well, we just went through things that were of ice. Perhaps this is an element of air.
Okay, so what I do is I walk. I'm just going to walk back in the door real quick, just to walk back with a snowball, and I'm going to take the snowball and I'm going to throw it in the room. Do I hear a hit?
No, you do not hit it. Here it hits.
You got a nat 20 to hit the final boss. Run.
I'm gonna go ahead and just try to look through the clouds and see if I can spot anything. This has advantage. Not that I needed it.
What exactly are you doing? Like,
I'm looking to see if I can see anything in the clouds with my glasses.
you see clouds.
Narroth
that's not very
walks in front of the people. All right, well, best way to find out is to walk through, right? And he's
Best way to
very
find-
nervous. Walk forward.
Well, I didn't hear the snowball hit. So
Bryn is gonna run forward and push Narroth in.
Oh god.
She's going in with him, though. She's more like grabbing and taking him with her. You're coming with me.
should have let the person that can fly do that, but
A Narroth can fly.
Okay,
That's how I volunteered.
so you guys go forward.
Yes.
It appears like you're standing on clouds.
Are they
nice.
soft?
It's pretty soft.
Bryn is just going to lay back in them.
Narroth is actually going to keep walking forward.
Right here.
Lilith is going to follow Narroth.
So, Chris, essentially what you're saying is the cloud we see, we're using it as the floor, essentially, right?
Correct, but it's like, so I'm thinking this kind of like the water walking spell where you can kind of force your way down if you choose to, but you're effectively walking on top of the cloud.
Can I swim through it? Can I do a backstroke?
Yes.
All right. I think
Okay.
we all know what I'm doing.
So
Skill
what?
points.
So what Lilith is going to do is she's going to sort of burrow her way into the clouds a little bit and see if she could stick her head out the other side, if there is other side.
Yeah, you can stick your hand out the other side.
Astor is going to be next to Lilith. Pull her out in case something happens.
What do I see?
You see the Feywild
Holy crap.
looking down onto it.
Okay. So this is a gateway to the Feywild?
Can we hear her say that?
Yeah, is she saying that out loud?
Yes.
Ooh, really? Bryn will flip over and stick her head through. Keeping her glasses on her face so she can peer, see what she sees.
Yes, she sees the Feywild. I mean, even with the glasses, you're not going to see like very minute details. This is a very big place, but you can kind of look one direction. You can kind of see the Fenno Winters. You look one direction, you see the giant trees, spring woods on the fields.
You know how when you're like flying over the Grand Canyon, you look out the window even though it's just a big hole in the ground?
Basically.
Yeah.
It's just a giant hole. That's all you see.
Yep.
Astor's curious enough. He's going to do the same thing.
Narth's gonna shake his head. Come on, guys, get your head out of the clouds.
Hey, I'm looking at my house. Leave me alone.
I've never been accused of this before.
Okay. So Lilith is going to say, well, this was fun, but I suggest we keep moving.
I think Narroth is actually going to walk the whole length of the room just to see if there's anything he maybe cannot see.
Just by walking, though.
Okay. He's not inspecting for anything, he's just looking around.
Okay. So Lilith is going to try to get people to follow her back. Keep
How's she
moving.
going to do that?
She says, "Come on, guys. This
Door's
is fun."
locked.
The door that we came out of.
Correct.
You said it's locked?
I said it's locked.
Well,
Um,
that's the worst.
would I know anything from either my time spent in the Feywild or my time reading about this minor court that I... So can I do a history check?
Yeah, you give me a history check. Yeah, so the Cloud Court, by definition, they literally look over the Feywild. They kind of act as the mediators. They see everything, therefore they can judge everything equally. And you can tell, I mean, based on the rest of this temple, that this just represents that aspect of it. It overlooks the entire Fey.
Anybody have lockpicks?
There is no luck.
The door's just closed.
What's the door made of?
Appears to be made out of wood.
Hey, Dav.
No, I got a plan. Iskrim, who's another strong person? Narroth.
I was just
I got a
gonna
plan.
tell Astor to. Never mind.
Dav actually hasn't been inside this dungeon since you guys arrived.
Oh,
So, I take the rod that I have, right, and I push button number, I think it's 4. Yeah, button number 4, and a battering ram appears.
Okay.
Narroth looks around. If it's in this place, I doubt that this is going to work.
Well,
But,
we could try.
That's a good point. How about, Bryn, you look around this Temple of the Clouds here to see if there's a hidden door somewhere we could go through if the battering ram doesn't pan out.
Or
sure.
some weird-looking mark. That'll help too.
Bryn backstrokes around the room.
Iskrim sighs, shrugs his shoulders, walks over to the battering ram and picks up his side.
Narroth
Looks
picks
at
up his
Nara.
side too.
So how many people are able to hold the battering ram?
I think it's 2.
Yeah, I
one.
mean it's I don't know what it is, but it's a battering ram. Hold on, I can look it up to the DMG.
Okay, well, while those two are doing that, Astor is going to go in the opposite direction around the room from Bryn. He's going to be examining the walls with his hands and seeing if he can find anything.
It's a wall.
Congratulations,
Astor-
you found a wall.
Astor says, this definitely looks like a wall.
Are we doing the battering ram idea?
We are.
Who is doing the battering ram?
Iskrim and I.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Okay, so hold on here a second. It says the ladder function can be used to force open doors. The wielder plants the rod's base 30 feet or less from the portal to be forced and in line with it, and then pushes button 4. The force exerted has a strength modifier of plus 12.
Okay. So is that what you're doing?
Yeah, that it's
Sounds like it's more of a jackhammer than a thing.
yeah, it's
manual
more
thing.
of a jackhammer than a battering ram, I guess.
That's good for you guys. It doesn't
All right.
open
Oh, good.
as you set this up.
Even if I roll a nat 20.
Even if you roll in that 20.
Hey guys,
Yes.
you don't think if we're trying to find some secrets of the Feywild, we might actually need to go there?
I thought of that, but one thing I'm missing is how are we going to land without dying?
Why
I
don't
might be
we
able to help with that.
why don't we take this moment, fade to black, and during the intermission you guys can talk about and figure out how you want to do this.
Alrighty, we will be right back with more low rollers. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. So keep that stream open, and we'll be back shortly with more low rollers live. All right, everybody, we are back with some more Low Rollers live as we are trapped in a cloud room. So, Bryn says, before we fade into black, Bryn said, "You think if we have to get a secret of the Shadowfell, no, of the Feywild, we might actually have to go there?" And then she takes a deep breath. Waiting for a cue.
So
All right.
I'm gonna grab Bryn.
Astor folds his arms and just goes,
So with the rod not being able to open up the door, I'm going to ask if there's any other things that we have to maybe try to open up this door.
Well,
And as you guys figure that out, Lilith is going to walk around the room, carefully investigating every inch of the wall, no matter how long it takes her.
Okay, it's gonna take a couple hours, so I'll let that go.
I would like to mention to you guys that this seems to be the Cloud Court. You know, one of those minor courts of the Feywild. Obviously, it's above the Feywild, so you can kind of, as some of you guys have probably seen, underneath the clouds, you guys can clearly see the Feywild from above. So, and that's pretty much what this room is.
So it's like summer or winter.
Except
Just
it's
cloud.
one of the Cloud Court. So,
I mean, clouds are in like every kind of season that exists, depending on where you are in the world. But what exactly is the function of this cloud court?
Robert, the player, does not know this information, but Zarrius probably would.
I explained it to you. They act as mediators.
Okay.
They look down on the city below.
They literally look down on everyone.
How is it going to take me 2 hours to investigate the walls?
Because you're investigating every inch of the wall. It's going to take you that long.
That is what you said.
I'll go along the other side, investigating the other side, so we can narrow it down to an hour.
1 hour.
Okay.
So
I'm taking 20 on that roll.
Does Zarrius share that bit of information about the mediator part?
Yeah, I would share that it was that the Cloud Court acts as a mediator between the Feywilds, I guess.
Okay, so all of you can correct me if I'm wrong, but
You're wrong.
thank you. Anyways, Lady Ciliana said we have to go into this temple and, I guess, conquer it, might have been the way she said it. If the Cloud Court is just mediating, I think we might have to do to kind of interact with this part of the temple.
That's what I was
What-
going to say.
But what are we mediating? There's nothing in this room but clouds.
Not us.
You're investigating the wall.
I can still talk.
Are you investigating the wall and taking a 20, or are you talking?
I can't do both?
No, because you're investigating the wall. If you're investigating the wall, you're not focusing your energy on investigating the wall. So you can be part of the conversation, or you can investigate the wall.
I'll investigate the wall.
Anyways, Astor asks like his question. Anyways,
What was the question? Can you repeat it for me?
Sorry.
damn it. Oh well, it was essentially the thing Bryn was gonna say. The whole thing about, you know, if we're trying to conquer this temple and the Cloud Court functions this way, what is it we're supposed to look in this room that's kind of representing that we're supposed to interact with.
Hey, is there anybody here that we could talk to? She says it to the room.
Yeah, 1 second.
Oh boy.
Hey, hey. Oh, that's a lot bigger.
A bird
Oh.
seeming of air and lightning appears. Doesn't appear hostile.
Bryn, well, she's floating on her back, and she kind of shouted that while her head was upside down, and she kind of like jumps to her feet as it appears from the clouds. Oh, hi.
Have I seen this creature before in any sort of books or in the Feywild?
This would be a history check, yeah.
Can Astor do the same thing, or is this just a Zarrius?
This is probably just a Zarrius thing. Yeah, this is a Thunderbird. And in the Feywild there are two. There's a good Thunderbird and there's an evil Thunderbird. The good one sort of occupies the Cloud Court as the Archfey in charge of the Cloud Court.
Okay, I immediately relay that information that I remember to everyone. Guys, this is a Thunderbird, and it is considered the good Thunderbird. It dwells in the Cloud Court, and this is this is one of two beings like this in the Feywild. So I kind of revel at the fact that I've met one of these.
So Zarrius is geeking out right now?
Yes.
Okay, so as this thing appears, I'm going to stop investigating the wall because obviously investigating the wall is going to get me nowhere.
So, what are we doing?
Bryn is going to nudge the bard / the Mithlader forward. Well, go on, talk to it.
Astor's going to step forward. Is Narroth actually still there, by the way?
Probably. He's probably looking up a little dumbstruck.
And Astor's going to go a little further forward.
No, he'd be like, "Oh my gosh, a dragon!"
A track.
I've actually seen a dragon now. I know the difference.
Anyway,
I'd still be like, that thing is cool.
truth. Astor steps forward and he's going to actually do a very cordial greeting to the Thunderbird, and he's going to say, "Hello there, my name is Astor Mithlader, and it is great to make your acquaintance."
What language do you speak?
I know Common, Elvish, and Giant.
What language are you speaking, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry, Elvish.
Yes, you are walking in my domain. In Elvish.
He says, well, I hope that we haven't disturbed your home, but we were wondering if there might be a way to step back outside the doors. It is currently locked.
I don't understand.
I'm sorry?
I don't understand. We're in the clouds. What door?
Astor's going to look around quickly, and does he still see that hallway thing?
Yeah, he does.
Well, he looks back, then he faces the Thunderbird again, and he says, well, I guess I should inform you that I and my companions here, and Astor kind of indicates to everybody else. He probably can't. Is Lilith still over by the door, or is she actually in the room?
No, she's in the room. I just forgot to move the token.
Oh, okay. Anyways, he says, I and my companions have stepped into a temple of the Feywild. we are currently trying to gain a power that will help us to fight a certain deity named Lecherous Leon, and we were told going through this Temple of the Four Seasons is the way to do it. And we happen to stumble across your domain here as a result, for which we greatly apologize.
I see. I still don't quite understand.
Well, if I might ask, for what reason would you usually find people here?
We find air spirits here.
I guess more specifically, I meant, would anyone who is not of your domain have a reason to be here, usually?
No.
If you'll give me a second, there is something I want to try. Astor is actually going to start kind of hustling back towards where the hallway is, and he's going to walk into it. Is that still a possibility?
Sorry, one more time?
So Astor's going to come over here, and then kind of just walk further in towards the door. He's going to actually go up to the door, touch the door, and then come back to the Thunderbird.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, he's going to do that, and then he'll say, "Did I ever leave your vision?"
Yes, you left briefly.
Yes, where I left, that's where there is a door in this temple, and we are trying to leave. But it is currently locked.
Okay.
Well, okay, in this case, let me ask this. Would it be possible to ask a great favor of you in the form of lowering us down to the Feywild if need be?
You may ask.
In that
If
case,
need be.
well, before I actually ask such a favor, do you yourself have a name that I might be able to call you?
Name?
When he responded, could Astor tell that Thunderbird was genuinely confused?
You want to inside a bird?
I mean, if it's sentient, I guess I could do insight.
It's a smart
Sure.
bird.
Yeah. In that case, Astor's just going to say, then, Great Thunderbird, that's what everybody likes to call you. May we quite possibly hitch a ride down to the Feywild?
Where would you like to go?
Give me a second. Astor turns back and he says,
I say in Elvish to Astor, we should go to one of the other ones that we haven't seen before yet in this temple.
So let's see, summer, winter, so we still need fall and spring.
Autumn.
Right, autumn.
Or just
And then
re-enter the temple and not take this route.
Yeah, we just want to re-enter the temple.
Well, let's not forget that.
The temple is part of the Feywild.
But is this temple actually up in the clouds?
But the entrance to this temple is in the natural plane. DM saying this, not bird.
Okay.
So, Lilith is going to say in Elvish, if you go towards the edge of the room where Astor just went, do you see the hallway? And she's going to say that to the bird.
I don't see any hallway.
Well, that means that he doesn't see the temple; he just sees the Feywild. So he's technically in the Feywild, and we're sort of in between.
So,
Quick question. what do we see if we look straight up?
It's very the stars.
The final
The stars.
frontier.
Do we see any? Does Astor see anything interesting as far as like star formation and that kind of thing?
Oh, you see a moon smiling back at you.
Bum bum bum.
Everyone sees Astor look up, and then he makes kind of a, hey, well, damn it, kind of expression on his face. And he goes, well, I guess Moonface over there can probably see us. He tells that to his party members.
I say in common to everyone, I think we should try to see if the bird will take us to either the spring canopy or the autumn fields.
Summer canopy.
Sorry, canopy.
See, but we don't actually want to go to the
Springwoods.
Feywild. We want to stay inside the temple. If we go to the Feywild, then we're stuck in the Feywild, and how are we going to get out of the Feywild?
I can get us out of the Feywild.
A point of order. We are here to learn the ability of this stave off.
Let me do this, Chris.
This thing.
Okay. Bryn is going to walk forward next to Astor, and she will say, "Hi, Mr. Thunderbird. Do you know a lady Siliana?" And she says that in Elvish.
The title rings a bell. I don't know who holds the title.
Oh, there's more than one?
Well, her mother.
Oh.
I believe it's a title passed down by family name.
She sent us in here because we're trying to learn how to do something special that she does.
Oh?
It's a rather impressive healing ability. Don't quite know if that rings any bells to you.
The Siliana of the natural plane don't necessarily... I'm very familiar with the family. They have taken parts of the Fae and wielded that into an endurance.
I think we're in one of those parts.
That makes more sense.
Is there any advice you may have for us in terms of how we may get around from here? Whoa.
Another bird, the evil bird comes over and just knocks over the stuff on the desk of the good bird.
Yeah. Repeat the question. Sorry, repeat the question.
Dang it. So taking this into account, do you have any suggestions on how we might be able to deal with the cloud area that we're currently in, as far as moving away from here?
Is there... The cloud court looks over the four main courts, and we dissolve tension. Is there tension in your party? If you are going to stave off exhaustion, like the Siliana family does, then you need to lose that tension from your body.
Zarrius will turn around and look at Lilith and Narroth.
Narroth puts two hands up. Hey, we're fine.
Yeah, we're good.
How does Narroth knows what they're saying?
No, Lilith is still doing the translation.
Narroth is hearing every fourth word. he can make this out.
I mean, would Lilith still be translating now that Bryn has shown that she can speak Elvish?
Yeah, because even though he's trying not to seem like he's doing, Lilith knows that Narroth
Alright.
doesn't speak Elvish.
Fair enough.
And Iskrim has no clue without the translation of what is being said.
So, the only tension we have is against the Wounded King. There's no real tension within the party.
Bryn rolls her eyes.
Does he count? Astor points towards the moon.
Is that directed at the bird?
No, he said it's at the party.
Oh,
Narroth looks at the party, and he looks at Bryn.
Okay. Astor's going to look towards Bryn and say, Bryn, do you have anything weighing you down?
How'd this get turned on me?
Well, of everyone here, you're probably the least transparent of the group. I know next to nothing about you. That's why I asked.
Well,
sorry. Maybe you do something on my side over here.
That's fair
That's your
enough.
one.
Well,
That was even. That was in character.
that was.
That's fair.
No, his one would be saying something like Thunderbird's ho.
There you go. God. That's your one.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
your
hey,
one,
hey.
man.
That was all Chris.
Bryn will say to Astor, she's still doing this in Elvish because the bird is listening, and she probably thinks it's important that he continues to listen. Well, you never really bothered to ask now, did you?
Well, we would like to ask now.
What do you want to know?
I was considering me not asking you as respecting your space, so that's my reason. Go ahead, Zarrius.
Sorry, does Bryn give any sort of response to any of this so far besides the you haven't asked?
No.
Well, Bryn, is there anything that you have that might be weighing you down? I know I haven't been the best in communicating with you, but God.
I mean, I've shared some of it. She looks at Narroth. With some people. I thought it had made its way around by now.
You said Bryn looked at Narroth, right?
Correct.
Okay. Astor is going to look towards Narroth now and is going to say, what does that mean?
Well, we had a disagreement right before we got into the temple, and we've been going nonstop since then. Perhaps this is some of the tension that we need to resolve.
What's this disagreement? That
Oh,
you
wait,
have?
you were saying that in Elvish, weren't you?
No, he spoke to you in common.
Oh, good. Astor did, but did Bryn? I think Bryn said she was specifically speaking in Elvish.
She was.
But Lilith is still translating.
Oh, okay.
That's fair. Actually, in that case, Astor's going to keep speaking in Elvish so that the Thunderbird can listen in.
We're assuming that he doesn't know common, guys.
That's a good point. She did shout.
That is a very good point, actually.
Bryn did shout in common to begin with, so...
Oh. Wait a minute.
Anyways.
Astor's going to really quick look
Hey,
back
hold on.
towards the Thunderbird.
We don't have any high intelligence people in our party, so this fits.
Yeah. You're right. Never mind, he's not going to look
Anyways.
back.
So, anyway,
What the hell just happened?
No worries. So she looks at Narroth and says, I told him about it. I figured it had gone around by now.
Narroth looks and says, We had a disagreement right before we got into the temple that we never really resolved. We kind of went right into this. Perhaps that's what we need to resolve.
And what is this disagreement the two of you have?
No, I think he's talking about the disagreement we had over Yvette.
Narroth looks over to Bryn. Bryn, perhaps this is a time where you can speak while everybody is listening, rather than us interpreting what you say individually.
I think I spoke most of my mind.
Let me ask you, sorry, Bryn, for cutting you off, but have you accepted what happened to Yvette, or are you still trying to deny it a bit?
No. I'm not denying it. I haven't denied it. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Astor's going to look you like right in the eye, just like he's looking right into your eyes. See if that affects you at all. And it's not in the way that he's trying to make you this uncomfortable. He's kind of like genuinely trying.
He's trying to
help
be
you.
like reassuring.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. No, I think I told you guys everything that I felt. I think that part of what makes me look up to you guys, or what has made me look up to you guys, is the perception that heroes always did what was right, no matter the consequences. So it was hard for me to accept that we might change who Yvette was, besides just trying to strengthen her.
At this point, I think Lilith kind of understands what's going on a little bit, and so she sort of comes to a realization, and she walks up to Bryn, and she says, part of that was my fault. I should have handled myself better, but I did feel guilty about Yvette, the way I acted towards Yvette, and it might have pushed her over the edge. That feeling really, it struck a chord in me. And I was willing to do anything to make that right. And I was wrong, now that I look at it.
I don't blame you. I understood why you said the things you said.
At this point, Astor gives a pretty deep sigh, and he's going to say, Bryn, well, I can't really speak on behalf of everybody else here, but if I could just be transparent with you for a second. First, as I'm sure you kind of know based on what you've seen me do, I'm somebody who deals with a lot of storytelling, singing about stories, that sort of thing. If there's anything I can tell you about the concept of heroes, at least to an extent, this isn't true for everybody. Sometimes stories can be a bit over-exaggerated. Not everything. Usually these legendary stories have an inkling of truth to them. So Zarrius, myself, and Narroth, we were all involved in fighting in the Shadowfell. This is true. I personally have never seen myself as a hero. I kind of still don't, mainly because I feel like I've made too many mistakes that I have yet to try and correct, which I think the majority of us here are trying to do that. So I apologize to you if we just gave you the wrong impression. For the most part, we might be people who have slightly stronger than average abilities to others that you would see that are similar to us. But aside from that, we are still mortal. We do the best we can with the abilities that we have, which is why we're all here. And I mean, if anything, I should say I'm flattered that you were looking up to us. I myself see you as a very trusted companion. I think you are very capable, and I like having you around, even if you're a little flighty sometimes. But hey, it's part of your charm, right?
She smiles. It's not just that. It's when I traveled with Miles, he had a lot of stories to tell about you guys.
Well,
maybe he I don't know.
Well, I might also be being a bit hard on myself. I mean, the way I see it is we're all our own toughest critics, right? So chances are I may have, Zarrius may have, and Narroth may have done things that are more amazing than I think they are. But I mean, hey, I would do the best I can to meet the expectations that people have of me. Only problem is I probably don't know what they are unless they tell me, but I'll try anyway.
Narroth looks over at Bryn. I definitely don't consider that a heroic moment. That was me killing the only memory I ever knew of my father. I think what we're saying is we're no mythic heroes. We need help, not only in battle, but emotionally, morally.
Yeah, as Nara finishes that thought, Astor says, which I would like to say you've actually kind of helped in that regard a bit, which is why I consider you to be a trustworthy companion. If that means anything to you.
She smiles. Of course it does.
Astor smiles back and he says, great, I'm glad to hear that. And, well, part of what we do, unfortunately, involves making really difficult decisions, which, I mean, we did the best we could with the bet. Unfortunately, this time around, it wasn't enough, which means all we can do is try again and be better the next time we do it.
Well said.
I have a feeling we'll run into her again soon. Let's just try to get it right this time. Next time.
Yeah, I think that's about all we can do.
She looks at the door.
Well,
Let's give it a shot. Astor's going to actually run over to the door and he's going to try and open it. The door opens.
Astor is going to actually come back into the room real quick then. He's going to look up towards the Thunderbird. He's going to give a very respectful bow. And in Elvish, he's going to say, thank you very much for your guidance. I hope if we meet again, it'll be on more social terms. And he turns back around and starts to head towards the open door.
Narroth is next, turning to the bird and bowing a little, saying, thank you for your guidance. And walks out.
Lilith does the same next.
Bryn will probably be the first out the door. She's not going to mess around with the bird right now.
As Bryn heads to the door, she is pushed back. Like there's a force preventing her from leaving.
Like the dirt road, like I can't get back there?
So you can get to the dirt area, but maybe like 10 feet from the door, you feel like a wall of force, for lack of a better way to explain it.
Okay, she's just gonna let the party do the thing and try to concentrate on this.
Astor is going to so I'm guessing we're all like over here, whatever. But what Astor is going to do, we see this happen, by the way, that Bryn gets pushed back?
So Bryn did say she went first. I know Astor checked the door, so Astor can be at the door, but Bryn got ahead somehow, so everyone can see this before they head out the door.
Can I walk through the door?
Are you ignoring Bryn?
Well, I'm seeing if it's just Bryn or if it's... I see that she stopped, so I'm seeing if it's just her or if it's all of us.
Well,
Lilith can get out the door.
here's what Astor is going to do. He's going to walk up to Bryn and say, well, you seem to be having some trouble. He's going to kind of step through where the barrier is. He's going to actually reach out with his right hand, and he says, here, let's see if I can help you through this.
That was what I was
Astor-
going to do next.
Astor gets pulled to the other side of the barrier, on the side that Bryn is in, as if forcibly ejected back from his square.
Oh. Astor's going to put his hand back down. And what he's going to do is he's going to walk across again, but this time without the intent of helping Bryn. Is he able to cross?
Correct.
At this point, he just puts his hand up to his chin and he goes, turns back around and looks at Bryn and says, is there anything else that might be bothering you?
She'll like kind of she'll chuckle in a really pathetic manner, basically. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, what is it?
Is everybody listening, or is it just her and Astor right now?
Oh, Isgrim's right there.
Zarrius
So
is right there.
Lilith.
Narroth has also stayed behind.
So Narroth and who are behind?
Zarrius.
Okay. Well, we might need everyone.
Might need everyone? Oh.
I only want to say it once.
Alright, well, I guess we'll all go back this way then. Is Iscom still over there, or are you actually with the group?
I mean, I thought Bryn was over by the door, but
Yeah,
couldn't.
she's standing like where she's being forced back from, basically.
Oh, okay then.
I'll move her. I told Narroth this, but did you guys ever wonder why Miles sent me with you?
I have, just never really actually asked. Why were you sent with us?
They wanted to make sure you were trustworthy.
Who's they?
Everyone.
Interesting. And you're someone they would entrust that task with. Who are you?
Wait, repeat that for me?
What Astor said was, Huh, and you're someone they would entrust that task to. Who are you really?
I mean, I am who I say I am. I just never bothered to share why I'm here.
Well, taking into account what you said, I guess that makes sense, but why would Miles send you specifically to judge us that way? What is it you have done that made Miles think that you are the person for this job?
Oh, well, he knows I like to travel. She'll try to walk through the barrier.
What do you think?
All right.
So I guess the question is here, and I think, do you trust us?
Actually, sorry, Bryn. Let me ask this question real quick. Lilith, Zarrius, and Narroth. Are the three of you at all bothered by the fact that this is the reason Bryn is with us?
No. I can totally understand why Miles would do that. I mean, look at what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Zarrius?
Yeah. It's definitely understandable why he did it. I don't doubt my trustworthiness in terms of my personal ability, but I understand how people would question after what we did.
So that's a no, I take it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, after the tower, some of the others weren't convinced that you would be the ones that would be able to take down the wounded king. Or even if they
Astor
want
look-
you to fight him.
Astor looks thoughtfully at Bryn, then he says, how about you, Nara? I know she's told you before, but I don't know what your answer is.
I'm not going to lie, it wasn't pleasant finding out that there was somebody else here who had hidden intentions, but I can see the logic in it. And if there's going to be anyone that they're going to pair us up with, I think we got the best pick.
She
At
kind of
this point-
smiles.
Cool. At this point, Astor looks towards Bryn and he says, and my sentiments are the same as theirs. I mean, if I had to be honest, it makes perfect sense to me that you're here, and this is the reason you're here. And that doesn't really bother me because I'm more worried about dying at this temple than while you're here. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm glad to have you here.
And I don't think you sort of changed the subject, Astor. But truthfully, and she looks at Bryn, I trust you with my life. I trust everybody here with my life. Bryn, and she looks her dead in the eyes, standing right in front of her. Do you trust us?
She'll stare Lilith in the face, kind of
And
give a sigh
Lilith,
first.
Lilith isn't doing it as an intimidation.
I know. She sighs and says, I trust you with my life. I don't know if I trust you with the world. Yet.
Okay, it's a fair enough declaration.
And I think for that reason, for that hesitation, that unsuredness is the reason why you can't leave.
If it's honest, then why would that make it so I can't leave?
Because
Well-
I think, hold on, Astor. I think to master this temple and to master the ability that we're trying to gain, we need to have complete trust.
Again, I completely trust you with my life. If I were to lie to you now, that wouldn't get me out the door.
Well, taking that into account, Astor's he's going to try and reach out again and say, well, I should like to formally welcome you to our group, I suppose. I apologize for being a rather motley crew. And he reaches out his hand.
She'll grab it.
This will force Bryn back again.
Force Astor back?
Both, yeah.
Damn it.
Well, if Bryn can't leave, I guess we can't leave. And I just go and sit down next to Bryn.
Well, if we haven't tried this yet, Bryn, how about you try and walk across by yourself?
It's not gonna work. She'll look at Lilith. This sitting in this room won't magically make me trust you with defeating a god.
Listen, whether or not we defeat Lecherous Leon or not, that might not even be our task.
It will be.
Here's a point.
It will be if I tell. If I tell Miles that you can do it.
We might not be able to do it. To be honest with you,
What
we
if
are
the
trying
point-
to find allies. That's why we're here. That's it. Whether or not we defeat Lecherous Leon, who knows? We could all die tomorrow. We could all die today.
Bryn is going to sigh after Lilith says that's why we're here. That's not why you're here.
Iskrim looks at everyone and says, what if the point is not trying to convince Bryn to trust us, but for us to be convinced to trust her judgment in whatever she decides to tell Miles?
Yeah, I was about to say that if you think at some point we are trustworthy and capable of taking down the Wounded King, I'd be more than willing to just rush headlong into battle after buffing myself up a bit. But hey, if you say we're good enough to fight the king, the shitty king, I'd gladly trust your judgment and jump right into the fray. Anyone else with me?
Where this party goes, I go.
Bryn is going to say, no, you don't understand. You're not here to build an army. And she looks at Lilith.
Okay, what are we here for?
You're here, well, Miles is building an army. Do you really think that if he and Ramith and Sentry and everyone else couldn't trust you, that they would trust you to build their army for him?
We're here, so we're out of the way.
So they get rid of us.
She looks like she's about to cry, but she nods. Not permanently.
And yet you can still be useful, even if you're not doing what you initially thought you were going to do.
Well, I'll put it like this then. If they wanted us out of the way, we're out of the way. But I will say one thing. Even though we're not technically, if Miles thinks this, if we're not gaining allies, then we've still done some good here on this continent. We ended the reign of that king in that awful city. We stopped an undead horde from overtaking that lake, the lake town. What was the name of the lake town?
The lake was Lycarim.
We fought that undead creature at Lake Lycarim. We prevented a town full of people from getting killed by a dragon and dwarves. We probably fully intend to help Isgrim fight these dwarves. So we've still done good here. So if Miles doesn't want us in Excelsior, then maybe that was a good thing, because we've done good while we've been here.
Well, and who's to say we can't show them that they're wrong as well, right?
Prince smiles. Now you're talking like me.
You're right. You're infectious. Stay away. Astor obviously does that jokingly.
She goes, I don't think I have a choice, and tries to, like, get bounced back by the barrier.
Does she get bounced back by the barrier?
Oh, no. Sorry. I didn't realize that was a question.
That was. I was waiting for a response on what happens. So I guess she walks through after that.
Yes, she can walk through at this point. Sorry, I thought you were saying you get bounced back, and I thought you wanted to add something to this.
No.
I
I was saying.
Go for it, man.
She was fully expecting after all of this to just get bounced back still, but stumbles through.
Hey, would you look at that? Astor just walks on through as well.
Honesty is the best policy, I guess.
Well, it's more like transparency, but I agree.
Accepting one's fate.
Gosh, that's so corny.
Really supposed to tell you guys that, but let's just keep it a secret between us. And she looks at Lilith. Keep doing good.
Well, we have a temple to conquer, some ice dwarves and a dragon to overthrow. Shall we continue on?
And we march onward.
Narroth is actually going to stay behind with Bryn.
Okay.
As everybody else walks forward, Narroth is going to extend a finger and put one of his long dragon fingernails right in her chest and say, "No more secrets."
She stands by the door and she'll nod. And as everybody else leaves, she'll say goodbye to Mr. Thunderbird.
Goodbye.
Bye, Mr. Thunderbird. As
See you next story arc.
and she kind of like puts her hand on the part of the chest that Narroth just pointed to and fishes out the ring that's now hanging around her neck, and she goes, "No more secrets," and then walks out the door.
Narroth follows.
Oh no, that she was the last one out. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so now that we're back on task here, shall we check the door that we didn't?
The door we came from. Yes.
I'm going to investigate this door to see if it is trapped. Do I roll perception or investigation?
Whatever, Versailles.
What's that?
Whichever is higher.
Okay, I have advantage on this.
Nope.
Yo, I don't see anything. Somebody
You do not
else
see
want to check
anything.
it? I'm going to use inspiration.
Okay. You don't notice any traps.
Zarrius is just going to open the door.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
A hallway.
It opens.
As Zarrius is walking, he's going to be checking for traps.
Perception. You don't notice anything.
All right, so we come to the first door, and
Narroth still behind. Please make sure you're moving your token with the party if you are going with the party so I can keep track of it.
so Lilith is going to check the door for traps.
Which one, left or right?
The one she's in front of.
Cool.
Left. Bryn will take the rifle off her back.
Doesn't appear to be any traps.
Okay, she opens up the door.
You walk into a room made entirely of metal. Or you see a room, you can choose to walk into it.
Is there anything in the room?
Not immediately.
Check the other door. She says to somebody else.
Check the other door.
I was gonna say Iskrim inspects the door and surrounding area for traps, and then opens it if there are none that he finds.
Roll it. You do not see any traps.
He opens the door.
It opens.
He looks inside. It looks to be a hallway.
Astor's gonna walk up to where Lilith is, and he's gonna say, "Well, what do you see in here?" He's gonna kind of peek around the door.
It's an empty room made of metal.
Well, we
I
just
see.
were in an empty room made of clouds. That
Yeah.
seemed to be productive.
Isn't metal bad for the Feywild? Astor's kind of directing it towards Zarrius.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Isn't metal bad for the Feywild?
Well, if it's metal, I would assume that it is part of the Iron Court.
And
Oh.
what does the Iron Court do? Zarrius?
Can I roll a history check, Chris?
Yeah.
To know my history on the Iron Court.
Yeah. Nope.
Ugh. I can't remember anything right now, guys. It's not coming to me.
Okay. Well, let's get this over with. Lilith walks in.
Bryn will go in right after.
Astor will go third. Or fourth, I guess. Iskrim just got in there.
To be
He's a
fifth.
sneaky, quiet little dwarf.
Clank, 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 clank. I'm sneaky.
As the last person comes in, the door closes with a thud, and we begin to see a vision of a bunch of humanoid figures. They appear to have a human upper body, but below them they appear to either have legs of a of a goat or legs of a horse. You guys are looking at centaurs and satyrs. You see them, and they appear to have whips on their sides. They appear to have these black iron swords as well, wearing heavy armor. And they're looking around, and they're marching in formation. And they march from south to north, and they continue this marching order for as long as you guys watch it.
Do they notice us at all?
No.
Are we aware that we're all next to each other watching the same scene?
Correct.
Okay.
Looks
Well.
like these guys might be the army of the Feywild.
Why don't we follow them?
Can we follow them, Chris?
You can try.
Lilith follows.
You hit a wall.
I had a
Ow.
feeling.
You don't hit the wall. I mean, you stop yourself before the wall, I'm assuming. But
Okay, so what is the puzzle of this room?
Does the scene repeat itself after a while, or what can we see if we just stand there?
it's pretty much a continuous army. There's satyrs in the middle, centaurs to the left and to the right. And it just kind of repeats itself. There's no real beginning or end.
What else can we see in the surrounding?
What's the setting? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty much exactly what it seems to be. It's a metal room. They're walking from the south to the north.
Okay, so they're essentially just like figures and nothing else.
Correct.
I guess the real question is what are they fighting?
Can I roll history on this, Chris?
This is not part of history now.
Okay. So I don't. Okay. So Astor says Zarrius ? Is that in character?
Yeah.
Okay. Zarrius says, I have not seen this before. This is foreign to me.
Narroth tried the door behind them.
It's still open. I mean, you can open it. It's not open technically.
He keeps it open.
It closes forcefully if it has to.
I see.
Maybe we're just supposed to see it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Last time, the only thing happened is when we talked to something. Hello?
One of the satyrs seems to hear this voice and eventually looks towards you guys. He's squinting for the briefest of seconds, and he kind of hops forward. Who's there?
Is he speaking in common or?
This would be Elvish.
Astor is going to respond in Elvish and say, "The name's Astor Mithlader. What might be your name?"
Shoot. My name is Dave.
David the
Wow.
Satyr.
Dave the Satyr.
Astor's just going to repeat that. He's going to respond in kind, and he's going to say, "Well, what's going on here? Why are all of you marching to the south?
It's off to war.
With who?"
Baba Yaga has declared war.
I'm sorry, who declared war?
Baba Yaga.
We've heard this name before.
The Witch of the Tower.
Oh, dear.
Is that a known part of history, or is that the future still?
We saw it in the Tower of Babel.
Yeah, but time is weird there.
Yeah.
So in the real world, is that history, or Narroth is asking this of the party?
I have no idea.
Not history.
Is this...
Zarrius.
Who did she declare war on? Lilith
Uh.
asks.
Oh, Astor responds to Lilith in comment and says, Baba Yaga, the hag that Dab kind of went insane over.
I know that I asked the satyr, who did she declare war on?
We're attacking a man named Mordekainen.
You work for Baba Yaga?
Don't you?
No,
No.
we're just passerbys.
He draws his iron sword.
Bye. Astor's gonna go through the door.
Lilith follows. Does it allow us to leave the room?
Just open the door, right?
Yeah, we just
Yeah,
opened the door and left.
I'm gonna go out.
Close the door behind us.
Narroth is going to.
Bryn?
Bryn is gonna. I'm thinking if I want to pull a joke here or not. No, Bryn will just leave.
He
No.
looks around, very confused. Goes, "Hello."
Remember, this is the day that you almost caught Bryn watching.
And he
Spread the name
he'll go
around.
back to. He goes back to formation and marches off.
Narroth is going to wait about 15 seconds, open the door, and look at the scene again.
It's just people marching.
Narroth is going to do the same thing. Hello?
I pull on Narroth.
A satyr comes towards you. Hello.
Is it Dave?
You know Dave?
Bill, is that
Dave
you?
is good people.
Dave is good people.
All right. So we know they're marching on Mordekainen. Is that what we saw in the tower?
No, Mordekainen is the wizard that we met way back then. You were still playing your sniper.
Katya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that. The player knows that. But Lilith is asking the party.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, can you say the question one more time so I know how to respond properly?
Is the war that Baba Yaga's attacking Mordekainen, is that what we saw in the tower?
What did you see in the tower?
You're gonna need to remind me about that real quick.
Chris?
I have to remind you.
No, Astor is asking.
Was that directed me?
No, Astor is asking Lilith about that.
Oh, okay. I was still on my
All I
Dave
remember
voice,
is that we saw this Baba Yaga and we fought her because your sword went nuts. Dav went nuts.
Well, that's Baba Yaga, yeah, but Mordekainen wasn't anywhere on the scene as far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's,
But you guys have met Mordekainen?
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
have.
he's cool.
Maybe
Yes.
she thought he sent you?
Wait,
Sorry,
what?
what did you say?
I said maybe she thought he sent you.
Oh.
Oh,
I don't know.
dang, that was a terrible misunderstanding because I almost died. Ugh. I'd rather not face Baba Yaga again, but if I have to, I will.
Uh-oh. Initiative
Okay.
just came up.
Sorry, I was.
That was totally on purpose.
No, it maybe.
Okay, so I guess that was just showing us a vision of what was happening with the Iron Court. I guess the Iron Court isn't exactly the good people of the Feywild. Shall we proceed?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes.
We're
Okay,
gonna go
so
through this door.
I walk to this door and inspect it for traps.
Roll it.
I have advantage.
It is not a period of traps.
I open the door.
And as you open the door, what appears is a desert. And you see the wind blowing, and you can kind of feel that dryness in the air as we fade to black.
All right, that is going to do it for this week of the Low Rollers Live. Thank you so much for joining us here. As always, you can find us here every Monday night at 9 p.m., twitch.tv/Pwrlvl podcast. If by any chance you need to get caught up on previous episodes, there's a YouTube link down below. You can follow that, and all of our previous episodes are recorded and sent there. Also, on Wednesday nights, we do re-release our episodes. So Wednesday nights, 5 p.m. Pacific, you can find that week's Low Rollers Live. Just in case you missed the start or anything, you can get caught up. Or if you just want to hang out, that's cool too. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Please tell your friends about this. We'd love to have more people here with the stream with us on Monday nights. Thank you once again, and have a great week.